How does an octopus go to war?
I don't know, Joel. How does an
Tell us,
octopus
Joel.
go to war?
Well armed.
Ah, good joke.
Ba-dum.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of the Bra Movie Podcast, the hit podcast where we talk about movies and not much else. My name's Hamish. I'm joined here today by Joel and Lachie. Same as last week, they haven't changed, they haven't gone anywhere. Although Lachie got
Almost.
very close to being fired for not showing up.
That is not my
Anyway,
fault.
today's episode we are going to be diving into 1917, a war movie, which is pretty good. It came out last year. Well, last year.
This
but
year.
Now let's call it this
Worldwide
year. We're
release
Australian.
Worldwide release this year. And we're gonna basically just talk about it, what we liked, and some other stuff. So I thought we should get right into a good place to start would be probably the cast because there's too
Hey.
many
Yes.
cast. But yeah,
There's like
Um,
two mains.
Yeah, there's only
there's
really
two
two
mains.
actors. Like
Was the
proper
guy
actors
from
in it.
Arrow in it? Quentin.
what do you Quentin, no.
Oh, I could have sworn he was in it.
No, so
Oh, was that
I'm pretty sure they're
Jojo?
unknowns. Aren't they both unknowns, or are they actors? Like
one
established.
of them was in. Hold on.
It
One
was
of
George
them,
McKay and Dean Charles Chapman.
George McKay. Oh, not George McKay. Dean Charles
Chapman.
He was in Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember his face.
Yeah, George
main
McKay.
guy, yeah.
I'm George McKay, but George McKay hasn't really been in anything.
I mean, they've both been in stuff. It's just like not
yeah.
big stuff. Most of
They
them,
had
yeah.
pretty good chemistry in the film.
Yeah. I thought that was good.
The movie had actually some pretty good. Had some pretty big names attached.
Yeah,
to
like
it. We have
Colin Firth,
Colin Firth, from Kingsman.
Mr. Strange.
Oh yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Mark Strong, who plays the villain in Shazam.
I
And,
like that guy.
Oh.
And Richard Madden, who's in like Game of Thrones and The Bodyguard, and he's in the Eternals, which is coming out at the end of the
Okay.
year.
Wow.
Yeah, but unfortunately,
That's pretty
no
stacked.
Rebel Wilson, no Brad Pitt, and no Cats.
Justice for cats. Justice for cats, please.
I mean, if they had Brad Pitt in it, it would be called 1917 featuring Brad Pitt.
Once upon a
Once
time
upon
in
a time in
1917.
Well,
But yeah, the cast is pretty. It's pretty. Not much to talk about. It's just
really not.
they both did a
too
good
many.
job. They did their parts. They played it.
They ran a lot.
I don't
They
think it
were
was
very
anything
fit.
special. I think they were just good. They weren't anything special. The cast isn't.
They,
The
it
cast
was
isn't where
almost
it
like a
shined.
play. I feel like it was more of a play than a movie, because
Yeah.
those actors,
I can agree with that.
the scenes went on for so long, even though they did have a couple sneaky cuts,
Mm.
which you don't notice.
Don't really notice.
But they were pretty much acting on a stage,
Yeah.
but instead in trenches, in mud, in water.
Fully made trenches, may I say? They made it
Yeah.
all.
The set design was really impressive.
They literally
they
had to
built
put
everything.
signs saying, "This is not real. Please do not like freak out when you see the dead corpses because it looks so realistic."
Yeah, they were pretty creepy.
Mm.
Like with the barbed wire,
Oh, barbed wire. I
and then
never
he
wanna
stuck
see it
his
again.
hand in someone's body.
Oh yeah, infection.
Also, that rat dogged the boys in the cave.
I have in my notes
That's the
the
second
bunker
movie.
scene. I just have the bunker scene.
Yeah.
I was literally going, oh, they're killing him off this early.
Yeah,
But I thought, oh, that's kind of a bit of a gruesome way to go as well, just getting like crushed to death.
I thought he was gonna be
Yeah,
blind after like his eyes were
Yeah,
so
same.
red. Yeah.
Yeah, he survived.
Kicked on.
You can't say the same about the other one.
The other one.
Blake. Yeah.
I wonder if
Poor-
that was
poor
actually
Blake.
practical.
You don't really know the characters too well, but his death is
Oh,
Blake and
that was
Schofield.
sad.
Yeah.
because yeah,
Because he died helping
I don't think
someone.
I expected. I didn't expect it.
and you knew that he was like going for his brother the whole time as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it seems to center around Blake, like the whole movie centers around him, and then all of a sudden he's gone, and then it's all on Schofield, which I thought
Yeah.
was really cool. Like they changed lead.
And also that in the end when Schofield needed to tell Blake's brother the bad news, that was really sad.
It was really good.
That was powerful.
And he just sat down at the tree, and it started as it ended.
Yeah.
I mean, it ended
and he
as it
looked at the
started.
picture of
What's
his
it?
kids.
A parallel.
Oh, yeah.
A good. There's lots of
It
good
was a
parallels.
parallel,
There's lots
yeah.
of good parallels. Yeah.
Very
yeah,
spicy.
good. There is this movie has one of my favorite scenes of a movie that I've ever seen. and
battlefield?
I
it's,
wonder if it's the same
the
one.
battlefield,
The battlefield.
where he's
yeah.
running
The big
across.
open green
It's
plane.
such a just the camera shot and the explosion behind him. It's
Also,
all done really well.
that when he trips over and stuff, that was all an accident. He was just running
Really?
into the extras accidentally.
Yeah.
Like,
I saw the
he
behind the
was
scenes
just-
for that. And
yeah,
it's
he was
hilarious.
just
It's
bumping
great.
into them. He probably was like saying, "Oh, sorry."
They just said basically just run into
Just
the
run,
scene
keep
and do what
going.
you would do in an actual war. And all those craters
Yeah.
were already put in there, and they're like CGI.
Yeah.
That's where the visual. I think the visual effects are great. Like
Yeah,
even though
very
they're, like,
cool explosions.
they're like very subtle. It's great.
Yeah. Also the what was it? The fact that it's not all a one shot.
Yeah.
That kind of all the marketing was around it being a complete one shot, but it wasn't disappointing.
I was sitting there. I was thinking, how are they going to deal with the change of time? Because there's no way he gets there with like a day to spare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got to get it down to like the last possible second,
Mm.
which they did.
And
I think the way they did the time change was
yeah.
really good. It shocked me as well. I was like,
Roll
Oh.
credits.
yeah,
Yeah.
just- yeah.
The
it was
main
super
way
big
they
cut.
did that was the blackout scene, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. I thought that was good. They could have done worse
Also,
things.
someone mentioned this to me. You know how the Germans were missing every shot on Scoville like stormtroopers? I was like, no way he dodged all those bullets.
A cool thing that I saw, his gun could hold 10 rounds, and he only shoots
saw
a
that
total
today,
of 10
yeah.
shots throughout the movie.
Ooh, I like that
Mm.
continuity. Builds
So
the
Constantly.
film.
he doesn't reload once.
I think it'll be funny to
Which
compare
I
this to Midway, like to see how the continuity is so different between just like a normal studio film and a film that's crafted for something like the Oscars.
Well, yeah,
And
Midway. I feel as if it will be good, but unfortunately, they came
overshined
out
by this.
after
They
1917.
chose a bad release date.
3 hours long.
I can
Jeez.
check that.
It's 2:18.
That's
Oh.
still pretty long.
Yeah.
To me, this movie felt a lot like Saving Private Ryan.
Haven't seen it, but I've heard that as well.
Well, basically it's about the boys, right? Saving Private Ryan as his 3 brothers died
Okay.
in war, and the army general guy, the top guy, wanted to bring him home. And it's kind of like a suicide mission, kind of like a Rogue One sort of feel, but not really.
Rogue One.
Not everyone dies, but they kind of get picked off, and pretty good. But it gave me those kind of feels as it was really gruesome, and 1917, pretty gruesome.
Yeah, I'd say it was pretty gruesome. More animals than humans, to be honest. The amount of
Yeah.
animal corpses in 1917, I think that's like a
Oh.
world record for a movie.
Yeah. Also, what really surprised me was that plane scene where the plane went through the shack.
That was cool.
That was done really well.
Was it practical? I think it was practical. I think they did half practical, something tells me.
What I think they did, they had a clean slate of the hill, and then they
Out of the plane?
took another shot with a hut in it. Then they had another shot of the character in it, and then they merged it all together with some special effects on the plane.
Possibly.
So it's probably like 4 different shots merged into one to make it really smooth feel. Like how they did when he jumped into the river. They took 2 shots of that. One of him jumping onto what,
Like a
bean
bear.
bags or
Blue, wasn't it?
blue foam pads. Which that was seamless. That was done extremely well.
I just
Yeah.
searched up the plane crash was CG, but still, nonetheless,
Yeah.
cool scene.
Yeah.
Cool scene.
Well, while we're talking about, while you guys were talking about Midway, another movie I see this being compared to a lot is Dunkirk.
I have that.
I haven't seen Dunkirk, but I've heard
It's
that as well.
probably one of the best war films ever made, and it's up there with this. Dunkirk
Dunkirk.
is.
I wonder if it's
yeah.
going to be the
Um,
same, because at the Oscars about 3 years ago, no, Dunkirk took a lot of the awards.
Yeah,
And I feel like
Dunkirk
this
made
is
it.
2 years, like out of 3 years, two.
I
two
think
movies.
1917 is way better than Dunkirk.
It is, but Dunkirk at the time had this certain style to it. I saw it in cinemas. It was,
As well.
yeah. When I walked out, I had the same sort of feel. I was really stressed, really like.
Oh,
I
walking out of
was
this
puffing, huffing,
Ooh.
puffing. It was also the music in Dunkirk. I don't prefer it to 1917, even though it's better. But Dunkirk makes me too stressed with the music.
movie.
Yeah, and the
1917
ticking
score
in
is
the background.
phenomenal. Like,
Yeah, but Dunkirk is earring and it's like all for freaking 2.5 hours or whatever.
Mm.
It's freakish.
But yeah, music in 1917. That's pretty much. I think it's in the top 2 scores of the year, beside Joker, which could win a lot of things. But yeah, there was a lot of feedback on it, like critique about how like it just played in random moments, like these like really epic theme songs played in
Yeah.
random moments for no reason, which I can get as well.
1917.
Yeah.
Ah,
That's
I
that
don't
would be
remember
one
those.
critique I have. That
maybe the critics aren't music experts. Who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe they just hear it and they're like, I like that. But
Mm.
maybe if they're going through a bad time, they'll be like, no. Not as good as Cats.
Just saying, the Cats soundtrack was actually pretty good. Best part of the movie. Okay, no more
Cats
Cats.
is phenomenal.
Cats is gone. We're dropping Cats.
Beautiful. Can we all just agree Cats is the best film to release ever?
I can't tell if you're teasing me because I like it, or if you're just
Like
teasing.
it?
the
I'm
movie.
teasing you because you like it.
I don't.
You shouldn't
love
like
Cats.
it. It's
I
a
like,
sin.
It's okay. It's
It's
so
it's
bad
a
it's good.
sin.
It's so bad it's
You
good.
shouldn't be allowed.
You haven't watched it, have you, Joel?
I watched the first 6 minutes in 480p with Arabic subtitles.
Iranian subtitles at 3
and
in the
ads
morning.
playing and ads playing randomly, so I know Cats.
Yeah, Cats. You know it.
That's probably the most Cats feel you can get.
Aside from Cats,
So, aside from Cats, we should. There's actually this movie called 1917. That
Oh,
we were talking about.
Really? Is that the movie featuring George McKay and Dean Charles Chapman?
it is.
Guys.
Oh, who's it
um,
directed by?
Sam Menendez. I think
Oh,
it's
wow.
Sam Menendez.
Yeah, it's Mendes, surely.
The man that could win the
It's
Oscar.
Mendes.
Once again, I'm going to give you
Maybe.
the Oscar talk. 1 in 2 chance of winning the Oscar. Parasite versus
Possibly.
1917. For director.
Parasite's not gonna win.
For director. If we want to get on to best film, I say 1917 will win. 100%.
Well, 1917, it kind of affects you in a way no other movie can. Right? Because I walked out shaking.
PTSD.
Yeah, PTSD.
Right?
That's what I said the whole week
It
after
was
I watched
probably
it.
the most stressful movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, I could say that.
It's like getting a
Well,
needle full of adrenaline and stabbing it
yeah,
in
it
you,
was-
then drinking an energy drink, mixing that with coffee, maybe having a Carolina Reaper
Carolina
chili.
Reaper.
Well, you see, yeah, take that, but it wasn't the most stressful movie I've ever seen.
What was
That-
that?
Oh, Uncut Gems.
Oh,
Oh.
once again,
Oh,
need to watch
that movie's a whole just punch in the face. I would get into it, but I don't really want to spoil a lot of it.
I gotta
You guys
see it. Is
haven't
it coming
watched
on
it yet?
Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
I
Yes.
might watch it. Maybe not today.
Either The Irishman or Uncut Gems is tonight.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What do you guys think of the city flare scene?
Like that, but then again, they only did the flare thing because they needed to light up the set.
Was that the part where it was like they were in the house and then everyone he looks out the window and everyone just like
Yeah.
went because it was cool cinematography.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really good, but I think it's just a big suck up to say we want to win cinematography, but it was a good scene.
I mean, the point is to be good.
Yeah, exactly. I know. There's nothing
And if
wrong
they're
with that.
too good, then
I think that was
whose
really
fault
good.
is that?
One of my favorite parts or things about this movie is lots of movies they take a while to like build up into it. This one, it starts and within 5 minutes, maybe probably a bit longer,
Hmm.
maybe 10 minutes, they're like straight out into the trench, out of the trenches.
I'd put that
Yeah.
down to the whole one shot thing. That just
Yeah,
elevated it.
it really
elevates war
carries you
films.
through, and the whole time because it's real time, real time.
Yeah.
Um, you got this feeling of like kind of stress or something, I guess,
Yeah, you
because you're
never
not
know
getting,
what's about to
and
happen.
yeah, you're not getting like really quick cuts that take you out
Yeah.
of the moment. You're like following them through.
You're always in it and you're stuck there, and it
yeah.
sucks. You can't get out. And you feel like you're stuck in a little box surrounded by explosions and soldiers. It's a real first person
Yeah.
perspective.
It takes
of
you an
war.
adjustment after seeing the movie to see another movie that doesn't have one shot because of how like involved you are with it, because everything's going on around you, and then you see another movie that cuts and cuts and cuts and cuts, and you're like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. Like Underwater, featuring people underwater.
Wait, not Kristen Bell. Kristen Stewart under the water with no hair. That's the movie.
They're underwater the whole entire film.
Oh, and Cthulhu. Sorry.
Jewett was in. Oh Christ. TJ Miller was in Underwater.
Yeah, he was really funny.
great. He was great, and also, actually, can I spoil Underwater?
Yeah.
His death was so good. He basically they're underwater, okay? So they're underwater. Then this like big like thing that comes from a crack, and like this monster comes and it rips his leg off, and then because he's in a suit, all the blood comes up into the suit and like leaks out, and it's really cool. And he also has a bunny.
Yeah, he does have a little bunny. Also, talking about underwater, the point of this podcast, the black guy died first.
Ah, yes, politicalness, Joel. Politicalness.
No, I'm saying classic horror movie.
Yeah.
You don't want to be a black guy in a horror movie. It's so sad. Also, they teased T.J. Miller's death like 5 times,
Yeah.
and it was really funny.
Underwater, if you want to see a movie, if you're not watching 1917, I would recommend Underwater. It was a good film.
And if it's Student Mondays,
Student Monday.
$8 tickets, if you know what I mean.
All right, continuing on with the film that we came here to talk about.
Yes,
And not going
Underwater.
off with films that Hamish hasn't seen.
Not Underwater with Kristen Stewart.
What's something we haven't talked about?
Cats. Wait,
Well,
no.
actually, we kinda. Well, alright, here's a little thing that I wanted to touch on. I think we might have briefly mentioned this before. But, I don't. We might have. So, one thing about the two characters in this movie, Schofields and Blake,
Yes.
you really, I mean, for both of them, you really don't get too much development.
That's something I was going to bring up for my critiques.
I think you do
That's-
get
I
a lot
don't
of
think-
development.
Yeah, okay, hold on. I don't think that is a negative thing, really, because, yeah, well, I don't really see it as a negative thing, but you still feel for them in a sense. I know we mentioned this with Blake, his death is like, whoa, and, because, like, he has a brother, he's doing this, and
Yeah.
in his dying moments, he, like, It's talking about his
After he
family.
just had an exposition about his
Well,
family life.
the thing is, the whole film from the start to Blake's death, Blake talks about his family and
Yeah.
only his family, and Schofield doesn't.
Yeah, we should have seen that coming.
And
Actually, I
would
should
we?
have seen that
Yeah,
coming.
Schofield talks about his family at the very end when he
Yeah.
pulls out
Parallels.
the picture.
Joel, parallels.
Also, Schofield's kind of personality changed in an instant, but that's understandable as he experienced an extremely traumatic event.
Yeah, I don't think instant personality change is a bad thing. People say that's a negative, but a
Yeah.
certain life experience can snap someone, and that's not. I don't think there's enough representation for that. Like people
Like when you
change
watch
instantly.
Cats.
That's the fourth time.
Like when
Joel.
you watch Cats.
But yeah, I think that was a positive. However, I think character development, the lack of it per se, I think that came off as slightly negative for me. Not like bad, but like something that I did notice. There's nothing bad about this film. There's nothing bad. There's just
Also,
nitpicks.
One of the best parts of the film for me was when he found that lady, that French lady in the
Oh wow,
little bunker.
yeah,
That was the most character development.
that was the most emotional moment, and that gave
And-
character development. Yep.
Also, I think some people say this is a theory that he can actually understand French, and when the lady was talking to him, he ignored her because he knew what she was saying, but he ignored it because he felt really sensitive on the topic.
That's possible.
Mm.
Like, that's a cool theory.
Like when she was talking about family, and when she was
He would die. Like a classic war movie trope when someone mentions their family, you
Never
know they're
mentions
going to
them.
die.
Yeah.
He's
I
smart.
love my family.
Schofield
My
didn't
mum's
mention
dying.
his
I
family
just
at
want to
all.
get home. Dead.
I knew as soon as Blake was talking about like wanting to go home or whatever, I was like, oh, it's over.
I
for
should have
him.
seen that coming, but I did not.
Yeah,
Not enough war films seen.
I've seen plenty.
The big trope.
Yeah, it's actually my first. I haven't seen any war films. I've seen a lot of
Really?
films, never seen a war film. That's something
There's so
surprising.
many out there.
There's so many. I've been like
Not Hacksaw
invited to see
Ridge.
so many. No, not Hacksaw, not Saving Private Ryan. Okay, Glorious Bastards. That's actually my first one.
Featuring Brad Pitt.
Featuring Brad Pitt. That's a parallel, Joel. You've come back to that.
I mean, you mentioned a movie Brad Pitt was in. I'm going to sign a petition for a movie called Saving Brad Pitt.
Saving
It's
Brad
going to
Pitt.
be Brad Pitt in the middle of nowhere, and then it's just going to have Quentin Tarantino's favorite cast trying to
Oh,
save Brad Pitt.
Margot Robbie because of her feet, and also Margot
Yeah.
Robbie
Leonardo DiCaprio.
and Margaret Qualley because of her feet. What if Tarantino's? I was thinking about this today. What if Tarantino's last movie is just everyone from all his movies that still wants to do it? Like all the main characters just came and played different roles.
In a movie called Saving Brad Pitt.
Saving Brad Pitt, starring Margot Robbie, Samuel L. Jackson, Uma Thurman.
His last movie should have been Hollywood.
That would have been a good outing.
I would
Why,
have loved
that's
it more. I would have given
Hollywood,
it
it's
100%
movies
if it was his
itself.
last one.
Yeah.
But no.
I'm not complaining that we're getting another one.
As long as it's not a sequel. Oh, plus we're getting Bounty
Yeah.
Law, the TV show. Hell yeah. On Netflix as well.
Oh, is it?
That would be
Yeah,
cool.
because he did the Hateful Eight on Netflix, so that's why.
Extended edition.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. One negative thing about the film,
I'd love
and
to
it's
hear
not related to Cats or Brad Pitt. It is the fact. It's coming to me. Hold on, I had it in my head.
Think of a negative.
The whole film was based on faulty communications, which
Is that a
which
negative?
happens. It happens. I mean, it was that time, and they didn't have the iPhones
The
and the
whole
5G.
First World War was built
It
on like miscommunication.
Yeah, it was built because of miscommunication.
So you could
I
call
get
it a
that's-
cliche and a trope. But
it's a cliche. I kind of
No.
like it in that sense.
yeah,
that
same.
if they just had iPhone 10s,
World War Three,
they would be
iPhone
fine.
10s. guys were
Re-
getting bombed.
all would be well in the
We'll be
world.
fine.
There's so many reviews on Letterboxd that just said this movie didn't need to happen if he had an iPhone. So there's so many you wouldn't believe it.
I thought I was the only one.
No, God no.
But
Cool
was-
critique.
yeah. Also, the little bitch of a my bad, sorry for my French. The little annoying what's his name? Colonel dude. No, not Colonel, above the Colonel.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Was that what's his face? I got so annoyed when he was like shitting on Schofield.
Gonna be honest, I thought they were gonna do it. He was just gonna ignore them and
That's
send
what
the
I
troops
thought,
out either
yeah.
way.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, if they do this, if they do this, I am going to be furious.
I feel like that would have worked for the movie. They could have gone down that, and I would have walked out actually thinking it would have been better.
That would have been
Like his whole hero's journey was for nothing, and that's what war is about. How things don't always work to plan. That would have been cool. But
Possibly.
we've already got Gallipoli, so that's another war film. That's 3 I've seen then. Gallipoli.
Hey, we're adding up.
Oh yeah, Gallipoli. We watched that.
Did not like Gallipoli, but
What about Star Wars?
Star Wars.
It's not a war movie.
It's a war movie, but in
Fine.
space.
I'll
with
give
stars.
you that. I'll give you that.
If
Sci-fi
there's
war.
war in the title, therefore it's a war movie.
Fine.
Stars don't actually do wars though. One thing that
Mm.
particularly
You can say it.
like, so one of the scenes bits that I liked in the movie, I guess, this with
Okay.
him and the guys on the truck.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about.
That was. Now I'm thinking about it. There's more character development than I think.
That was actually because they were all talking like all happy and stuff, and ScoMo was kind of just chilling there.
The more I
was.
think
All
about it, the
upset.
more I want to score it higher.
Well-
I really do want to watch it again.
Yeah. Actually, have we
1917.
been through what we scored it?
I scored it. It says here not enough cats out of 10, but I don't think that's right. Hold on. I gave it like a 9.6. That's better than all my films last year.
Equivalent to
gave
me,
it
that would be the number 1 film of the year. So actually, number 3 of
But guess what I gave it?
I'm gonna go
9.8.
5 out of 5.
I've
Damn.
never given it 5, like 100%.
Proud of giving every movie a high review because
Nice.
it's good.
Wow. I gave it lower than both of you, but I'm considering putting it higher.
Really?
I gave it 86%, which is equivalent
86%.
equivalent to 8.6 on your scale, Joel. And it's a 4.5 out of 5, which is fine. I think that's fine. But
Yeah,
I'd go up to. I had it at 89, but I put it down. 'cause
That's
I was feeling-
acceptable,
I was
but I
feeling
mean-
bad. But yeah, I could put it back up to. I could put it between 86 and 90, and feel fine with that.
Movie also went on my top 10. Of
Okay.
all time.
Damn.
So, Hamish, you can kind of answer this. Lachlan, not so much. Where does it rank in war movies?
Probably the best one I've seen.
For me, I'm not sure because Hacksaw Ridge,
But
amazing.
It's not. It's not as entertaining as
Ah, bah, 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 bah.
Inglourious Bastards, because that movie, with the whole Tarantino's master way
Yeah,
of
that's great.
taking
That
like
was fantastic.
events that happen and just putting his own spin on them or whatever.
Mm.
But I do think it's better than Dunkirk.
Well, you see, I've seen a lot of war movies. I saw Saving Private Ryan the other day. It's definitely below that. Saving Private Ryan is.
Yeah.
I mean, Saving Private Ryan is below 1917.
Really?
Yeah. Dunkirk, below-ish. Hacksaw Ridge, though. That movie is very good. Very emotional. has Spider-Man in it.
Well, so the three big war films really are, if you don't count Tarantino, because some people wouldn't call it conventional war film, which it technically is. But the big three have always been Saving Private Ryan, Hacksaw Ridge, and Dunkirk, at least in the most recent years. So you're saying that 1917
in that
would
bunch.
knock one of them out of the top three, or multiple
It will knock Saving Private Ryan out.
over Dunkirk?
It's a bit slow.
Under Dunkirk, I mean.
Yeah. It'll be above Dunkirk. Maybe below. I don't know. It's hard to say. Because I will need to watch them all together, but by the time I watch the end film, I'll get really bored of war films and then rank the last film really bad.
That makes sense.
I wouldn't watch Dunkirk for another 28 years. It's too long, because I already know everything that's about to happen. Oh no, a ship sinks. Oh no, a plane sinks. Oh no, a ship and a plane sinks together. Fire. Oil. Fire. Run. Oh no. Oh no, they get in a boat. Oh no, boat fills up with water. Target practice. Hey. And then Hacksaw Ridge. There's a massive hill. We gotta climb it. Let's go.
You know, I know someone that was in Hacksaw Ridge.
Is his name Andrew Garfield?
My acting teacher was in Hacksaw Ridge. Fun fact.
Is your acting teacher Andrew Garfield?
No, I wish, but no, I'm sorry. Unfortunately not.
Oh. Maybe when he got kicked out of Spider-Man, he knighted teacher.
He was also in one called Danger
That's what happens
Close.
sometimes.
Danger Close. That's another war film that came out this year. Wow.
I haven't seen Danger
I didn't
Close.
even know that existed. All right. 1917. Have we covered everything?
Maybe have we? Let's just stall. We gotta get the podcast longer. Come on, guys.
If not, I have a whole bunch of stuff we can talk about.
Let's just go Let's go on Rotten Tomatoes. 1917 reviews.
I'll get up the Metacritic.
About 15 minutes into this movie, it dawns on you that this is something uniquely brilliant. Brilliant? Yeah. By the end, it's clear that Sam Mendes has made one of the best films of 20... Holy shit, there's a bird in the background screaming.
I wonder who that is. What bird?
I'll be back.
So a review from Metacritic.
Right with me. This bird is actually, I feel it helps envelop the environment of like the war and how there was wild animals everywhere at the time.
As in, like
Birds.
the environment. Are we talking about the bird or are we talking about the movie? Oh,
What bird?
we're setting
We
the
have a bird?
scenery.
Birds in World War One, so I feel this.
Weren't there pigeons like going from place to place to gather intel?
You're thinking of Vikings.
No, but it was from the horrible histories.
Oh, pigeons. It might surprise you. Pigeons cannot talk, and they also cannot observe information.
Nah, they did. They're smart pigeons. All right, you just don't know.
Anyway, Lachie, what were you saying before we were rudely interrupted?
I was just agreeing with your bird talk.
It was Joel who was discussing something.
Before
Birds. What was I discussing before bird? That's right. According to David Sexton, London Evening Standard, he's a top critic by the way. He says the film is thrilling, moving on effectively from one shocking set piece to another, studying the narrative. That's a new word for me. Studying. Can we get a Google of studying?
You know, I think we should give final thoughts on 1917.
Timber War studs collectively.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And then we'll move into our second segment. So, final thoughts on 1917, guys?
Ah, yes.
You can go first, Scotch.
Thank you for calling me by my streamer name. 1917. It's stressful. Don't watch it if you have major heart problems
Or PTSD.
or PTSD.
Watch Uncut Gems if you have major heart problems.
Oh yeah, you don't want to die. That would be pretty bad. My only complaint about the film was no Brad Pitt, as you already know, and no Rebel Wilson playing a Nazi. But apart from that, probably one of the best war films I've ever seen.
Alright, well, yep. 1917, best war film I've ever seen.
Wow.
The characters, the visual effects, the cinematography, the camera work, just everything about it. It's so good, and it's definitely the best movie of 2020.
Well, it's only February.
I would agree with everything that's already been said. It's probably my favorite war movie of all time, unless you count Jojo Rabbit as a war film,
Oh,
which I don't think we thought of, because
I
that
don't
would
think
be
it
my
would be.
favorite war film of all time.
A certain history teacher considers it a war film.
So let's say it's my favorite war film, but 1917 is a close second. It was great. The cinematography was great. It was stressful. We didn't even talk about that scene where he's crossing the bridge with the water getting shot at.
Oh
Just
my.
every shot bled creativity, and everything was well thought out. Everything was prepared. You can tell Sam Mendes just put his heart into this movie.
Perfect.
And that's all I can say. Very good film. Very good. And it will win the
agree.
Oscar. Mark my words, it'll win the Oscar.
All right. Now a part of the podcast where it's
I'm the host. Weekly review roundup.
Shut up, Joel.
We talk about all the movies and TV show stuff that we watched during the week, and
Yep.
tell you guys if it was good.
Are we going
or
to talk about
not.
last week because we were meant to record
Last
this
week because
last
we were meant
week?
to record this last week.
Oh,
Apart
last
from-
week as well.
I'll go first. I watched a total of 4 things, 3 movies, and 1 episode of a TV show, which is pretty pathetic in 2 weeks.
Yes.
But whatever. I watched A Good Time, which it was very good, and the ending was super intense, just like Uncut Gems. I watched A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. It's very touchy-feely, and it's very good. I watched Once When I'm in Hollywood Again, and my opinion on it has changed drastically, but I don't want to say it now because I kind of want to save it for something else that we might do at a later time.
Ooh.
And I watched the grand finale of Arrow. Wonderful send off to the show, and it was
Very
good.
touching. Okay, I'm going to go next because Lachlan has a long list which he is
I
just going
have
to
seen
speed
a
through.
lot of films in the last 2 weeks.
And the past 2 weeks, what did I see last week? Arrow. Yeah, that was cool. Stephen Amell. I think that was all. Was that the week before?
That was last week.
Oh, then Saving Private Ryan. And then this week I saw Underwater, featuring people underwater for an hour and a half, right? Yeah. And one other thing I watched. I'm just looking around.
If you logged your films on Letterboxd, this would be a whole lot easier. Please download Letterboxd and create an account today. Not sponsored.
Well, I don't do that.
Okay.
So I'm just going to say I watched the ending of Midsommar.
And I'll talk about that more once you're done.
No, your turn, Lachlan.
Is it
Let's
my
just
turn?
go through
Is it
nice
my
and
turn?
briefly.
All right, I'll go through as quick as I can. So, I have from going from earliest to newest.
Just
So,
say it, Lachlan.
Midsommar, amazing film, very fricked up, but amazing. Then Parasite and The Farewell. Farewell's kind of boring, but it was really artistic and good. Parasite, we all know how that one is. It's pretty much a perfect movie. Marriage Story, same as The Farewell. Kind of boring, but it's very rewarding. It's good acting, good at everything, pretty much. Then the more recent ones, Bad Boys for Life, which I thought was going to be a train wreck, but it's hilarious.
Boys for life.
It's hilarious. It's good. Will Smith is in a wheelchair, so he's Will Smith for the whole movie. But yeah, it's a really good movie. It's surprisingly for a blockbuster, it's good. A not good movie is a movie called Dead Con, which is a Netflix horror movie where streamers go to a convention and they die. Please never watch this movie. And then I saw
That
Bombshell.
sounds amazing.
Yeah, no, don't watch it, but watch it. Bombshell. Bombshell is an average movie. It's got good acting, good like makeup and hairstyling. It's kind of a bit shallow, like they just say that he like rapes people, and that's kind of it. That's all they say. They don't make an actual comment overall on it. So I just call it kind of average. Then I saw Like a Boss, which was a really, really just bad movie with two middle-aged white women going through midlife crises and talking about sex. Then I saw The Circle, well actually no, Just Circle and Amy, which were two other Netflix horror movies.
Christ.
And they were both shit. No, don't watch them. One's about a girl
I
that
feel like
downloads
there's
an
a
app.
repeating pattern with you watching
Yes.
Netflix originals, which suck.
This girl downloads an app and it's her mum's voice, and then she kills people. Then Circle's just about people dying in a circle. Then we have Doolittle, and Doolittle is also bad. I'm not gonna say why it's bad. All I can say is like fart
Wasn't
jokes,
good.
fart jokes, performing anal
Well,
surgery on
okay.
dragons.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, fart jokes aren't a bad thing in a
Yeah, it's a
kids,
kids
movie,
movie.
as you're meant to.
But Joel performing anal surgery, then the fart joke comes.
I guess.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
charming though. It was kind of sweet. RDJ is good. Then I watched another bad Netflix horror movie called Truth or Dare. I liked it more than the other ones. It had an okay plot, bad visual effects, just average movie. And then finally, I saw Underwater, which I thought was actually pretty great for just a movie in cinemas that you just see randomly. I thought it was pretty great. And then when Cthulhu came out, like shit hits the fan. And yeah, that's it. That's the 14 films I've seen in the past 2 weeks.
Alright, well, make sure to follow the Bra Movie Podcast Twitter. Make sure to follow my Twitter at Hamish McDonnell20, and follow my letterbox Nombrito79.
You follow my Letterboxd at LuckyB3. Letterboxd is a great app. It's a great social app. I really recommend
This
downloading
video is
it.
brought to you by Grammarly. Grammarly is an easy-to-use browser extension which
Joel
helps
has no
you buy
social
tickets in the
medias.
easier. No, I'm on Twitter. Please follow Kochi_. Right? Or is it like a hyphen? I think that's.
G_Y.
Oh.
Like your stream. Your stream.
Yeah, like your stream.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I stream. Affiliated Twitch streamer. Hamish, you're like the person who's like got a call cut when it's over.
Alright, this was dragged out ending.
If I do
Next
call
time.
cut. Call cut. Say cut.
Cut. Cut.